Moving ahead, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee, who is the founder director of Sampark. He's a postgraduate from XISS Running in Social Work. His journey in social work began at Mother Teresa's Center. He then joined a rural development organization in 1978 named SCDP, where he worked for relief, rehabilitation, and women empowerment. Our next speaker, along with Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee, is Anuj Singh, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Sampark. He has completed his MBA in Rural Management from XIDAS Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh, and has over 15 years of experience in development sector. He has worked with UNICEF and A4E India Private Limited. He has implemented various with CSR, HNI, state and central development departments, ministries, international funding agencies, and has a depth of knowledge of project planning and implementation. Thank you so much, Mr. Amit Kumar Banerjee and Anuj Singh from Sampark for being with us this evening. A very good evening, and we would really love to hear from you now about the work that you've been doing.
So, me and my colleague Anuj will present you Sampark. Listening to this good speech from Basanti ji and Prakash ji, really I'm enlightened. I like to speak about Sampark in three ways. First is that the Sampark from the beginning, how we have started and where and how what we are doing. Second, we will talk about the food aspect, which is related with our orphan children, which we are struggling for last 1.5 months. And second area is that the community level where we are involved, where we are distributing food to the landless laborers and other needy people. Now, coming back to the Sampark, I like to tell you that me and my colleague, there's a name Lata Pandey, we started this organization in 1990 at the footstep of Bhaje Caves. This is near Lonavala, and this place where we started just to work for the care of orphan and needy children. In fact, I came to Maharashtra. Before that, I was in Bhutan Land Development Program, and I came to Maharashtra just to work for the Balgram Maharashtra, and especially for developing project for the children's village. So when I came, that time I realized that really the orphan and children of sex workers and children of convicts, they need special care. And also I realized that the children, they need a scientific approach, because keeping children as good as their hygiene, their sanitation, their lifestyle, their environment, need to counsel them. All these are required, which in 1990 I felt that is badly required in the state. So when I started this organization as a founder, I realized that we must develop this area, and also we follow the SOS children's pattern, where the boys and girls initially they started to live as a brother and sister. One house mother they used to look after as a foster mother. So this was the concept we followed in the beginning. But one of the most important things is that whatever we have started, we had no financial backup at that time. Whatever the money we had with us, that was our own personal money, wherefrom we started the organization, but then we started to depend on the community. I would like to tell you our 80% donation till today is coming from the individual donor, and that we started from the beginning. Now I like to tell you the Sampark, when it grew in such a manner that it became a model. It has created a model value. I'd like to tell you that this model value was accepted by Government of Maharashtra and Government of India. In 1997, Sampark was given National Child Welfare Award by President of India. Now I like to tell you what is this model value. Model value is that children, they are living under the community umbrella. This role of the children, they are not only living as isolated, they are the part of the community. As a result, what happened? This is the mixture with the children, and children are going. Now these children, if we have to see that the real their mental physical growth. We have to see that the nutrition, sanitation, hygiene, and we have to see that the children are well counseled. They have been, the counseling part is a very important, because most of the children are coming from, in those days they were coming from the various remand home, they were coming from police, they are coming from courts. As a result, what happened, many of the children, they were abused, disturbed. We felt that the giving power to expression, children, if they started to share their problems, if share their needs, then what happened, it will be easy for the organization to understand the need of the children, and it can be tackled. And I would like to tell you, most of the children, they used to come to Samparka from remand home, but not a single children they left Samparka. Even many children, they left Samparka after their graduation. Even many of the children, they have done BE Civil, BE Mechanical, post-graduation in different courses, even the management and differently. So I like to tell you, this Samparka growth is the way it has developed. And another one, the very important thing is that Samparka not only grew in one place, gradually it spreaded in 5 places in Maharashtra, in 5 centers, where the same type of projects has developed for the care of orphan, children of sex workers, children of convicts, and mainly for the destitute children. So this development of the centers, which made a very good impact in the state of Maharashtra. Even Samparka has become one model with the Department of Women and Child Development, Government of Maharashtra, and this way the Samparka is doing. Now, I'd like to tell you that Samparka not only have worked in the Maharashtra, it has, after that, in the earthquake of Gujarat, it started its project in Anjar. Thereafter, it has started a project in Jodhpur, where we work with the quarry workers, stone quarry workers children. Mainly the people, they die at the very initial age, and their children, the initial age, the children become orphan, ladies, they become helpless, widow mothers become helpless. So we started a home for them in the Jodhpur. Then we started orphanage in Calcutta. Mainly the children of sex workers in Calcutta, they are living in Kolkata, Taliganj area, Haridepur. So these are the centers we have done in Maharashtra 5, in Gujarat, Rajasthan, and West Bengal. And thereafter, now we have started in Banaras, one center, but that is a different center for the other community children and for the skill development program. Now I like to tell you, Samparka is not only doing this child work. I have told that Samparka is going with the community concept. As a result, Samparka, along with the orphanage, has developed vocational training for the rural school dropout. In 3 places, the vocational training programs are going on, where more than the 1,100 children every year benefiting. And I like to tell you, I have not mentioned that we are directly supporting 450 direct orphan children. And there are also schools. We are running 3 schools. These schools are for tribal children, poor, needy children. And these 3 schools helping about 900 students. They are living in the hostel. So they are living in the hostel. And we are also supporting by giving the medical support to the village community. And we are also working on self-help group. 6,000 women have formed their own bank. So we are working about 287 self-help group and community education, and also we are doing community education support program for about 600 children. Now I like to tell you that our most of the donors, which I developed in 3 places. Even personally, my presence in Italy, Lombardy area, where actually my maximum sponsors were. And the another one is that where I developed is the Newark in New Jersey. Unfortunately, due to this COVID corona problem, most of the fundraising from this area is crashed since January 2020. This is one of the biggest, where I started to face the food problem for our children. But I'm like to thank the local people and some of the corporates. They help us to get us food, which is for the next 3 months. But we want to secure minimum food up to the December. That is one of our requirement.
Second, so that is something that Sampark needs right now.
Right now. And then another thing is that we have worked in Mawal and Mulsi Taluka. We have a very good rapport at the village level. So we are working with 40 villages in Mawal Taluka and 36 villages in Mulsi Taluka. So there we have distributed food items with the help of say one organization, Volcard, and some other peoples. So mostly we have helped about say 750 people in Mulsi, and 3,400 people are benefited. In Mawal Taluka, more than 2,600 people are benefited. So this way we have just participated in the food distribution during this COVID period. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. That's wonderful, and thank you for letting us know about, what are all the wonderful work that you've been doing. And it's unfortunate that the funds have stopped coming from Lombardy, from Newark, but it's great that you've managed to accumulate local support, which is the need of the hour right now. So thank you so much. I would like to thank all our speakers for enlightening us on the work that they're doing and all the challenges that they've been facing. So that concludes our session for now. We can move straight into the Q&A. In the interest of time, I have a question that has come from Shreya Tiwari, and this would be for all our speakers, whoever would like to answer. The question is, she would like to ask about the immediate plans just after COVID-19. So what would be your immediate plans after lockdown has been lifted, once the situation eases up a bit? What would be your immediate
See, for Samparka, what I like to say you is that first we want to assure during this post-COVID, we want to see that the children's foods are properly here for the next year. This is one. Second is that where we are involved at the community level, as I have told you that we are involved with the village women, especially with the self-help group. So what we want to develop, the training of these ladies as a health vigilance, keeping health vigilance of their own village. So we like to cover just about say 100 villages where these ladies will keep their eye on the health issues of their own village. This is one of the to support the present situation. And third one is that we have realized that say in many our two talukas, many of the farmers, marginal farmers, they have eaten their seeds which is required to sow for this Kharif period. So now we are thinking that how to support this for one block. I have found that 750 marginal farmers, they need now seeds, seeds because they have eaten their seeds. So this is the big challenge has now come to support this marginal farmer. This is the one of the thing, and important thing is that to strengthen this self-help group women, so they can also take active role on livelihood activities by doing production of things which are consumable at the local level, at the taluka level.